Yo, what's going on everyone? Miles Midoriya here with the review and recap of All-American Homecoming Season 2, Episode 14. In the beginning, we see Damon give an interview about the upcoming game, and then she asks him a question about his dad, and you could tell it threw him off a little bit. He answered it, but it's still too early for those type of questions. At the fraternity house, Cam and his line brothers are doing their routine. JR told them they came a long way. Cam said that's one way to say he's proud. JR said, don't get too cocky, it's still one more day left until the pinning ceremony. Cam did tell JR to enjoy his power trip because once they cross and they're equals, they aren't going to be talking to them like that. But JR let him know as his older brother the trash talking never ends. That's cool. Cam stuck it out with everyone and they're about to be a part of the fraternity. Next scene, Nate is talking to Simone about picking the activity. Even Keisha commented on it, but we also got to know what Keisha's up to in this episode as well. It looks like Keisha's in New York trying to find one of Dr. Pace's former students to tell on her. Just then, Damon and Orlando showed up. Nate called them because Simone is paying too much attention to what people are saying online. Damon told her they know what happened in that video was wrong and not to pay attention to the trolls. She said they're the only ones that's talking. They've been ghosted by the police and the Georgia Athletic Conference. Orlando thought Amara's statement would have done something, but it didn't. It's already been a week and people are acting like it didn't even happen. Damon let her know his mom has a bunch of press contacts. Maybe she could help out. Just then, Nate got a notification, and just like I thought in the last episode, Thea is going pro. Simone asked Damon did he know, and he didn't even know. Simone was really irritated when she saw that. She said that's why she wasn't on the bus and left. Lando went after her and he was trying to calm her down. He said maybe they should have a movie night, but at the same time, Damon's mom would text her and let her know she wants to talk to her that night. By the look on Lando's face, you could tell they're not going to be spending time together later. Damon went to go see Coach Marcus and he was telling Damon thank you for giving him a chance to be his head coach. He took a chance on him. And Damon told him he's been taking chances on him too. That's when Marcus let Damon borrow his glove that he used for his first championship conference game. Damon asked did they win and he said yeah they won. They both came a long way and still continue to try and better themselves each day. They really showing the growth in these characters. Simone went to go tell Amara she knows a way they can fight back. Damon's mom told her about a school in North Carolina that held a rally to protest police brutality. Amara said if she wants to hold a rally, she supports her. After Simone left, Robinette came in, the lady that was from the episode when Cam was trying to get his money for his classes. She overheard the conversation and didn't want them to hold a rally at Brinkston. She said Brinkston is for higher learning. Amara let her know learning can happen outside the classroom too. Teaching their kids to demand accountability from their public servants is a good lesson. The lady wasn't trying to hear that, so Amara told her to have a nice day, and of course that lady had an attitude. I should have known. As soon as she walked through that door, she was going to say something. In the locker room, everyone's getting ready for the baseball game and Cam shows up. He let JR know once he left, a group of older alums showed up and they said they was going to have some fun. JR said he didn't co-sign that. Cam told him that they blindfolded them, threw them in their trunks, and dumped them in the woods. They wildin' for that. It took him all night to get back to campus and Lou is missing. He isn't in his dorm and he's not picking up his phone. Cam and his line brothers just can't get a break, but JR did decide to go look for Lou. Simone's talking to Nate and she says 3 national outlets will be coming to the rally. Just then, someone named Ryan Craig from the Brinkston Gazette showed up, but did y'all catch the name? The person that danced with Nate, I think, dropped a pen with the initials RC on it. He was telling Nate about an interview that they were supposed to do, but Nate sent an email about rescheduling it. Ryan said candidates sit down with the paper a week before the election. It's tradition. Simone was trying to tell Nate to go ahead and do the interview, but Nate said he's prioritizing. Ryan will get it together. Thea showed up and it wasn't a warm welcome for her. They were upset she ghosted them. She said she did handle going pro wrong and she should have told them herself. After she walked away, Nate asked her did she honestly expect it to go any other way. She said she guessed not, but she wants to make it up to them. Nate told her there are plenty of ways to show up for people, but if Nate was her, he would aim for maximum impact. I get it though, she could have been up front and told them she was going pro, but also they should have her help. What's going on is bigger than them, but we'll just have to wait and see what Thea does. Damon's talking to Trevor and it looks like he kind of got to him when he was talking about the pressure and he's good with being the underdog because that's a lot of expectations for somebody to carry. It sucks that some of the stuff is being put on him when he just wants to enjoy baseball and win the game. The scene goes to JR at the fraternity house. He's talking to one of the people there asking did he let one of the older fraternity brothers pop in the house. He said, you know how they are, they take things too far. He told him Julian was there, of course he was there. So he asked that dude one last time and he said Lou was in the other room on the couch and we see he got a dislocated shoulder. Lou said he wasn't going to say anything. He knows what it takes to get into the fraternity. Cam asked JR is he going to do anything about it. He told him he doesn't know right now. He has a game to play. Cam let him know the moment he crosses, he's finding them and beating them up. Next scene, Simone and Orlando are talking. He's giving her encouragement about the whole situation. She let him know that he's going to do good at his game. And guess who's in the corner listening? Damon is. I'm not going front. It was funny seeing that because I was not expecting that. Later we see Marcus and Amara talking before the game and she gives him a championship ring back. She said guess she'd always hoped they find their way back to each other. Now go win another one. Damon's trying to contact JR, but he's not picking up the phone. Marcus was wondering where he was at, but Damon didn't tell him anything. Marcus mentioned he knows there's been a lot of talk about him carrying the win on his back. Damon said don't make him choose between lying to him and telling on himself. Marcus said he has to say something. Damon said the pressure has been getting to him. Marcus was like, when a lot of people put the pressure on him, the only thing he can do to overcome it is to remember who he is. That's when Marcus told Damon that he can give the speech and hype up the team, speak from the heart. Just then JR walked in and Marcus said he's going to have a conversation with him after the game. That was good of Marcus to check up on Damon to make sure that he was good, because that pressure is getting to him a little bit. It's game time and JR is not having a good start. It's the fraternity situation that's bothering him. Damon went to go talk to him and he let him know he's a fighter. He fought to be healthy so that he could play baseball, and he didn't quit until he found him. Fight for the team, then go fight for the fraternity. JR said he needs to stop embarrassing himself, and Damon joked and told him their family he needs to stop embarrassing them too. In the stands, Amara has some news for Simone. She heard from the head of the Georgia Athletic Conference they are offering Bringston a spot in the conference tournament after all. Simone was happy at first, but she asked what's the catch. If they play, they must sign a non-disclosure agreement and cancel the rally. Simone didn't like that at all, and Amara said they have to decide by the end of the day. It has to be a full team decision. That's pretty wild. The only way they could play is if they don't say anything at all. Back to the game, it's tied 1-1. It's Damon's turn to pitch. He was doing good at first until he had to pitch to Trevor. He kind of let him get into his head a little bit, and once he threw the ball, Trevor hit a walk-off home run, which means Bringston lost. Man, I was hoping they actually won that game too. The scene goes to Ryan, and he tells Nate that he believes in the type of president Nate wants to be. He did ask Nate, is he willing to risk his entire campaign on one event? Nate asked him, did he see the video? He said he did. It was terrible, and said Ryan should be writing about that instead of the student election. Ryan said they ran a story about the bus stop. Nate told him how watching that video made him feel, and if that cost him the election, so be it. Simone's talking to the team and they tell her they want to sign the NDAs. Tootie said they put the video out and nothing happened. Basically, she said it's over, they lost and they won. Thea walked in and said Tootie's never been a quitter on the court since when she won off of it. Just then, Coco Golf, a pro tennis player, popped up. She said she seen a video of the bus stop from her friend Iris McDonald, who got it from Thea, and when she saw it, she said she was livid. Simone told her about the situation about them being able to play, but they had to sign the NDAs. Coco asked them, do they really want to silence themselves? Tootie said they should show them Bringston can be bought, and Simone said she knew how to do it. Over at the fraternity house, JR's confronting Julian about him not staying away from his line. Julian said he didn't do anything, and then one of the guys that took Cam and his friends chimed in. He said Julian mentioned that they were doing the process a little differently, but that's it. He said they couldn't miss out on that tradition. JR let them know he's the dean of pledges that should have came through him. If it gets out there, their whole chapter could be suspended, and the guy said who's planning on saying anything. JR did not look too happy with that response. Nothing can go right for them. First it was Julian, now these guys. At Amara's office, she's talking to Robinette. Now y'all let me know in the comment section down below, because I went through the episode again and I think it's two of them that's named Robinette. The lady was saying what happened to the tennis team is heartbreaking. They all had the same goal, protecting Bringston. Amara told her goal is to protect their students. Robinette brings out the GAC's offer that they should take it, and Amara wasn't going for that. Robinette was talking about it's an order from the board. We all know she's not about to tell that team to take that offer. She's gonna let them speak on what happened. Marcus went to go see Damon. He said once they got back, he took off without saying a word. He told him he didn't want to face everyone after that. Trevor had gotten to his head during the game. Marcus said they could talk about that all day. It doesn't matter, but right now it's about showing up. So he went to where everyone was at. Damon was like, what's this? JR said they've been through a cheating scandal, no program, making history with a no-hitter, and now they're top 5 in the country. Orlando added they showed up and showed out at the conference finals. Marcus let them know he knows the loss stings, but they played the best game of their lives, no question. Eastview just had a better day. Damon was like, what they're saying is they win together and they lose together. Marcus said they will regroup and try again because that's what brothers do. JR had to leave and Damon guessed it was related to the fraternity. JR said gotta stay in the fight. That might mean he about to handle business. He must have something planned. He's at the fraternity house talking to his brothers, asking if they would sweep out the corruption, and they looked like they wasn't trying to help at all. After the pinning ceremony, Cam was happy, but he didn't forget. JR said he's going to handle it, but he's going to need a little more time. He promised him as his brother. Cam agreed, but he told him he won't wait forever. JR has something up his sleeve, and we'll find out about that later, but it was dangerous what they did to those pledges. Before Simone and the team go up to speak, Amara tells them no matter what happens, she's proud of and inspired by their strength. Thea wasn't going to go up at first, but Simone asked her was she coming up. She said she's not on the team anymore, and Simone let her know it's bigger than Bringston. It could happen anywhere to any of them. Tootie agreed, and I like that. They put what happened aside and let her be there. Simone went up there and explained everything that happened, and she said they're not going to be signed to NDAs. The only way for them to be heard is to speak their truth, and they tore up the NDAs. Coco went up there to speak as well, and everyone seemed like they were on their side. That was good for them. They didn't back down, and they said what they had to say. Damon has a talk with Orlando, and he keeps it real with him. He knows there's something going on between him and Simone. He knows it's not serious, but how he feels about her is, and he told her he loves her, and whatever she does with that is up to her. As for him and Orlando, he just wants them to be cool. Orlando said he appreciates that. It was a little awkward, but you could tell Orlando may go talk to her later. After the rally, Robinette went to go talk to Amara, and Amara told her that she doesn't enjoy beefing with another grown woman. They're supposed to be on the same side. Surprisingly, Robinette agreed. She mentioned that she grew up in a time where activism rarely meant you saw any action taken, but these kids are different. They don't quit, and they have a platform that allows them to be heard. And she told Amara if she ever needs any help, she knows where to find her. Just then, Amara got a call, and that was cool. Robinette was being nice, and she changed her mind on things. Amara tells some of them that are there that they changed the mind of the Attorney General of Georgia. They're going to open an investigation, so the rally worked. Simone was a little down about them not being able to play. Thea told her who said they can't play. The GAC doesn't decide what they do after the season ends. That's when Coco suggested that they have an exhibition match. Thea tells Simone she was focused on thinking about how she'd do. She wasn't really thinking about how it would affect everyone else. Simone said there was a time when she just wanted her to leave, but from the second they met at homecoming, she pushed her to be better, and she appreciates that. Thea said, like it or not, Simone is officially the queen of the tennis court, and she's glad she's leaving the team in her hands. I'm glad they're getting along and are speaking what they wanted to say. I do wonder, is this the last time we're going to be seeing Thea on the show? Maybe, maybe not, but I did like her in the show, and we will have to wait and see. Nate's in the dorm and sees the article, and it looks like it turned out good. Then we see JR calling his dad about taking away a fraternity brother's letters. Over at Simone's dorm room, Orlando stops by. I knew he was going to say something. Basically, he lets her know that he knows there's something going on between her and Damon, so he tells her that he doesn't want to be friends with benefits. He wants more. He realizes he's not the only one at the table, so he wanted to make sure whatever decision she makes is with all the information that she needs. He kisses her, and he told her to think about it, and that's where the episode ends. It looks like Simone will be making a decision in next week's season finale episode. I did see someone say she may not choose either one and just focus on herself. That could be an option too. Who do you think Simone's gonna pick? Overall, that was a good episode. Some stuff got handled and other things will be picking back up in next week's episode, which should be interesting. Comment below what did you think about the episode and what was your favorite part from it. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.